If you walked into a specific cemetery in New Jersey right now with a Geiger counter and held it over the grave of a woman named Mollie Maggia, the device would start clicking like crazy because her bones are still radioactive more than 100 years after she was buried. This isn't a ghost story, but it is a story about the living dead and the single most horrific corporate cover-up in American history. It starts in 1917, right when the U.S. enters World War I. There was this new miracle substance called radium. It was the most expensive material on Earth, discovered by Marie Curie, and people were obsessed with it. They put it in toothpaste, face creams, and water because they thought it cured everything from cancer to old age. But the real money was in watches. The military needed watches with dials that glowed in the dark for the soldiers in the trenches. To make them, the United States Radium Corporation in Orange, New Jersey, hired hundreds of young women. For a working-class girl in 1917, this was the dream job. It paid 3 times more than factory work, and the environment was fancy. They were called the dial painters. They sat in rows, painting tiny numbers on tiny watch faces. But here is the catch. The brushes they used were made of camel hair, and after a few strokes, the bristles would spread out, making it impossible to paint the tiny numbers. So the supervisors taught every single girl the same specific technique. It was called lip, dip, paint. You put the brush in your mouth to sharpen the point with your lips. You dip it in the glowing radium paint. You paint the number, and you do it again. Lip, dip, paint. A fast girl could do this 250 times a day. Every time they did it, they swallowed a tiny bit of radium. The girls asked if it was safe. The managers looked them in the eye and said, yes. They said it would put a glow in their cheeks, and it literally did. These women were walking home from work glowing. They were called the ghost girls. Dust from the radium paint covered their clothes, their hair, and their skin. It was considered glamorous. They would wear their best dresses to work so the fabric would shimmer at dance halls later that night. Some girls even painted their teeth with the stuff to have a glowing smile for their dates. They had no idea they were coating their bodies in a substance 1 million times more radioactive than uranium. While the girls were licking the brushes, the owners of the company and the scientists in the lab knew exactly what radium was. They wore lead aprons. They used long tongs to handle the vials. They knew that if you touched it, it would burn you. But they let 18-year-old Grace Fryer and her friends swallow it all day long. It took about 5 years for the bill to come due. Radium is terrifying because the human body thinks it is calcium. Once you swallow it, your body takes it and deposits it right into your bones to make them strong. But radium doesn't make bones strong. It blasts them with alpha radiation from the inside out, destroying the tissue and killing the bone while you are still using it. Mollie Maggia was the first to fall apart. It started with a toothache. The dentist pulled the tooth, but the wound wouldn't heal. It just turned into a painful, oozing ulcer. Then the next tooth fell out. Then her jaw started to swell. The pain was unbearable. The infection spread to her throat and ate through her jugular vein. But the most horrifying moment happened in her dentist's office. Dr. Joseph Neff was examining her jawbone, which had broken through her gums. He touched it, and it felt loose. He didn't perform surgery. He just reached in with his fingers and lifted her entire jawbone out of her mouth. It had disintegrated. Mollie died at 24 years old. Her mouth was flooding with blood faster than the nurse could wipe it away. And here is where the cover-up gets truly evil. The company needed to protect their profits. They couldn't have people thinking their paint killed her, so they pressured the doctors to falsify her death certificate. They wrote down that Mollie died of syphilis. In the 1920s, that was a massive stigma. It ruined her reputation and silenced her family. It was the perfect lie to blame the victim for her own death. But then it started happening to the other girls. Grace Fryer's spine started to crush under its own weight. She had to wear a steel brace just to stand up. Other girls developed holes in their skulls or giant tumors on their hips. Their legs would snap just from walking across the room. And the worst part was, when they looked in the mirror at night, they could see the reflection of their own bones glowing through their skin. They were literally lighting up from the inside. The company, United States Radium Corporation, denied everything. They hired private investigators to dig up dirt on the girls. They paid off doctors to say the girls were just sick from natural causes. They even commissioned a report from Harvard, and when the report said the factory was a radioactive death trap, the company president rewrote the report before releasing it to the Labor Department. They lied to the government, they lied to the public, and they lied to the women they were killing. Grace Fryer decided she wasn't going to die quietly. She found a lawyer named Raymond Berry who was brave enough to take the case. 4 other women joined her. The press called them the Radium Girls. It was a race against time because the company's legal strategy was simple: delay the trial until the women died. And it almost worked. By the time they got to court in 1928, none of the women could even raise their right hand to take the oath. They were too weak. 2 were bedridden. They were testifying while their bodies were actively crumbling. The company brought in experts to say radium was safe. So the girls' lawyer brought in a physicist. He didn't just test the paint, he tested the girls. He had them breathe on an electroscope. The machine went wild. Their breath was radioactive. They were exhaling poison. The evidence was undeniable. The company settled. They paid the girls $10,000 each and a small annuity. It wasn't enough to save them, but it paid for their funerals. You would think the industry would stop, but greed is a powerful thing. In Ottawa, Illinois, another company called Radium Dial was doing the exact same thing. When the news broke about the New Jersey girls, the Illinois managers told their workers, "Don't worry, the radium in New Jersey is different. Ours is safe." It was a lie. Catherine Donahue worked there. By the mid-30s, her jaw fell apart just like Mollie's. She literally testified from her deathbed, collapsing in front of the jury. She weighed less than 70 pounds, but she won. The legacy of these women is the reason you have safety gear at work today. Their suffering led to the creation of the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, or OSHA. Before the Radium Girls, companies could kill workers with 0 consequences. These women established the legal right to sue your employer for unsafe conditions. They saved millions of lives, but their own bodies are still fighting the war. During the Cold War, scientists actually exhumed the bodies of the Radium Girls to study the effects of radiation. When they opened Mollie Maggia's coffin in the 1970s, 50 years after she died, the inside of the coffin was glowing. Her body was still so radioactive that they had to bury her in a lead-lined coffin to protect the soil. The half-life of radium-226 is 1,600 years. That means Grace, Mollie, Catherine, and all the others will remain radioactive for centuries. The paint they licked off their brushes is still in their bones. If you go to their graves today, they are still signaling. It is a haunting, permanent reminder of what happens when profit is valued over human life. They were told they were painting watches to help the war effort, but in the end, they were the ones on the front lines. They fought the hardest battle of all, and because of them, we know that worker safety isn't a privilege. It is a right paid for in blood and glowing bone.
A vault of secrets most will never find.
Unlock the hidden treasures. Vex Vault. Subscribe and hit the bell.